This is a quick review of the Lezyne floor pump. Steel floor drive. Overall it's a really good pump. It has a wooden handle, it's made out of aluminium, it's got a cast aluminium stand, and all of these things are very rare nowadays. And I think I've had it for 4 or 5 years, and it's proved to be quite reliable. I've serviced it a few times, so here you can just take off the little screw cap, take it out, grease it, and it's all good to go. So I also took this choke apart, and that was fine. There wasn't anything wrong with it. I just did it as a preemptive maintenance, and really it's quite a nice pump. But recently the pressure gauge stopped working correctly. It was reading about 10 psi too high, and I tried it with a car, tried it with a bicycle, and yeah, it wasn't quite right. So I thought, okay, let's get a new one. And this is the old gauge. As you can see, it's quite well made. I mean, you've got fair enough plastic case, but it's quite sturdy. The actual gauge, it's on a bit of aluminium. Seems quite nice, not like a bit of paper. For its role, it's very robust. And this is the actual mechanism. I don't know too much about them. I think this is maybe a return spring, and it's linked to the actual indicator arrow via this little bit of metal, and I think it goes down on that spring, which is inside of here. So that little bit of wire almost kind of goes up and down, I guess, with the pressure. But look at this. Okay, so remember what I just mentioned. It's a really nice pump. It's got so many good parts of wood and metal, where usually you would find cheap plastic. I don't know if it's cheap plastic, to be honest. People just say that. But look at this. So the valve, the actual gauge, it screws into the base, like so. Just clockwise, usual kind of thread. Nothing fancy about it. But when I took the old one out, it just snapped, and the rest of it remained inside the actual base. I mean, it's not so bad, right? But it kind of is, because this bit that remained inside, it was almost epoxied in. I don't know what the hell they used. It wasn't just thread lock. It was this black thick stuff that acted maybe as a vibration dampener, or basically a cheap get out of jail card. And yeah, it took me about 30 minutes to do that, to take all of the shit out. And in the end, yeah, I got a new cage in. It seems to be working fine. But it's just another weird kind of decision. I mean, this isn't a cheap pump. It cost about £40, £50. And I've had no issues with it at all. So on the outside, everything is made as you would expect for a quote-unquote premium product. But then, the parts that you can't see, and maybe most users will never end up accessing for servicing or changing, are just the lowest price they could possibly find. I mean, you never see this on industrial gauges. All of them have brass, a brass sort of thread, and this is out of brass. I mean, okay, this could have been plastic if you could make a seal, but to be honest, it's just really, 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 really fucking disappointing to see it on a pump of this sort of caliber and marketed as a good, thoroughly designed pump. Where you think all of the nooks and crannies were also thought about, but very obviously not. And just on that basis alone, I mean, it served me fine for all of these years. I didn't even have to change any of the seals on the choke. But why do companies keep doing this? idiotic stuff where they think saving a few pounds on a pretty damn critical component is going to be fine. I don't know. It's just really disappointing. So on that basis, I don't think I could buy the pump knowing what I know today. If there's something changed, if there's different design, possibly yes. But if they still use plastic threads, which get stuck because they're glued in, and it takes you half an hour to do a 1 minute job because of it, no way, Jose.